First, let me say thanks for volunteering to be a part of the sound ministry at Oakland Christian Church. I want to introduce you to the soundboard and how to run it. Normally speaking, when you first come in, the soundboard will be off. There's a power strip right there on the wall. You just reach around and you turn it on, and that will bring the power up. Now, the first thing is, if everything's set like it should be, all you got to do is turn up the master volume, the main, and that's right here. And you just would put it up to the red mark. That red mark can be moved if you decide down the line you need to move it. It is done with grease pencil, and there's a grease pencil in here that you can adjust it. Let me just show you a couple things real quick that you need to know. First, most of the inputs that you're going to be using are over here. They're on the left-hand side, and they correspond to those sliders. There's one other one that connects to the computer, and I'll show you that in a moment. One of the things I need to explain to you is that there's a difference between volume sliders, that's what these are, and gain. Gain is right here. The gain for a microphone or for an input device is often equated with how loud things are, but that's not what it is. A gain is how sensitive you want the mic to be. So if you start getting feedback, you'll want to turn the gain down. Turn it up if you don't have any, if it just isn't sensitive enough. Turn it down if you have squelch. These are set right now to a optimum place for each of the microphones. They've actually been set for the microphones or for the inputs. Volume is handled down here with these sliders. Sometimes you'll need to raise the volume of a particular microphone if you have a particular soft speaker. You want to do that through here, not through the gain. So if, for instance, today we had a soft-spoken speaker in the lectern, which is number 2, the right side of the stage, I pushed the volume up just a tidbit. You should not get squelch even when it's all the way to the top if your gain is set correctly. All right, let's look at some of the other things you need to know. First, you can see that the sliders we've marked them where they should be. The lines, the little lines there, the red lines. There's also a dot on the left-right. These dots indicate that this particular button should be down, depressed, not impressed. So it should be like that. I don't know if you can see that, but they should be down. If you find you have a microphone that has no sound, this is the first thing to check. If it's just one microphone, check to make sure those are down. It's also a way, if something starts to squelch or whatever, the instant you go boom, boom, and you can turn it off. There's one other button you need to know over here, and that is over here above the main. There's the main this is the main. That's the main volume, and that's the computer volume. The computer is hooked up through a USB, so it comes out of the computer here, and it goes all the way around, and it's in the back under there. Okay, it's connected back over there. That controller is right here. If you look, here's the main, and then here is that controller. You want it down. See the little button on it? You want it down for USB. In fact, you can probably see that. It says USB is down. Tape is up. Don't worry about the tape part. And the level, of course, is there. So you want it up. So that should get you all set up. If ever you have a super problem, the first thing you want to do, like if you have feedback or whatever, is you want to grab this and pull it down. And that will turn off the mains. This is what runs the speakers out there. You just want to pull it down and go from there. I think that pretty well gives you everything you need to know. I'm going to just walk through take the camera through the whole board so you can see where the settings probably ought to be most of the time. And you can always refer to this just in case something gets shifted. So I'm going up, and you can see the effects and whatnot. There's the graphics equalizer. Notice where they are. Notice the phantom power is on. That's that button right there. These are the inputs and outputs. Those outputs right there. This goes to the amplifier. This one goes to the loop. Okay. You see the number of open ones. And down, And those are all the microphones. This particular microphone, this one here, the braided, goes to the duet over there, and you can see it's got the like a lavalier mic that you can use. You need to make sure there's a battery in there, make sure you turn it on. It's set up, ready to go. And then here are the four microphones, or the four different microphones. Four different outputs, actually, sorry. Those are inputs. The left, the right. I'm not for sure what these two are. You can ignore them generally, although leave them up. This is the handheld. Track number 5 is handheld. There's your Nada duet. And this is computer 2, in case you have to use, see if I can find it, just in case you have to use a 3.5 millimeter pin. You can use that instead of the USB.